So kitten season is the time of year when the weather's warm and shelters are unfortunately being absolutely inundated with kittens. In the United States, we see about 1.5 million kittens entering shelters every year, and most of them will come into shelters during May and June. So this is a time of year where shelters need all hands on deck from the community to help out through fostering. A 2-week healthy quarantine. So if they're healthy for 2 weeks, that kind of knocks out the likelihood that they would have the most concerning things.
We have a celebrity.
You know, cats are out and about and breeding more, and then also the survival rates of the kittens outdoors are higher because of the more temperate weather. So as the temperature is warmer, we can expect to see more kittens both being born and surviving long enough for somebody to find them, scoop them up, and bring them into the shelter. And then we do see regionality in terms of like how many kittens are entering shelters. So, for example, the South Atlantic is by far the hardest hit region in the United States. And then we kind of have like the South Pacific and areas around Texas, all around the southern part. Kitten season is longer, it's a harder hit region, and then as it goes north, there's fewer kittens. Although I will say, no matter where you are in the United States or truly anywhere in the world, kittens need you if it's warm outside. Not a given, with fostering, that's something that can be resolved. So it's really an important thing for the community to be aware of and to be empowered to actually play a role in helping.
Yeah, a lot of people don't foster because they think it's going to be this huge cost, but fostering actually only costs you time and love. So when you foster for an organization, that Kitten is part of the organization. So they're going to cover all of their, vet appointments. They're going to cover like all or most of the supplies, and then, the food is often covered.
Who has macaroni?
About 250,000 kittens, unfortunately, don't survive in our shelters every year, and that's something that we can all help out with by fostering. You don't have to have experience. That's something that people will help you with. Personally, for me, that's what I do for a living. I create resources to help foster parents learn how to do this. So you can access my resources, on my Kitten Lady website. I've got videos, books, articles, everything to help you learn how to do it. The shelter is going to be there to mentor and support you. So I think a lot of the fear that people have about fostering, they might find that actually it is something you totally can do. It's just scary because you haven't done it yet, but it's something that anybody can do.
It's kind of like a jelly bean, like sleeping in a bag sort of thing. And then once they're 3 weeks old, their eyesight is really coming in. 4 weeks old, they're much more coordinated. They start interacting. But in terms of a kitten like this, who's going to run around your table and climb your pant leg and jump off your head, that's going to be more like our 2-month-old.
Yeah. Is it difficult finding foster parents these days? And this shelter is called
So in 16 years of doing this work, I can say so much has changed. 16 years ago, there were not a lot of people fostering kittens, and over time, there's been a development of so many resources and so much more, public awareness. And now we do have a lot of people fostering, a lot better programs, programs that are able to support this population. But unfortunately, we still just don't have enough people, signing up to foster, especially this time of year. This kitten season moment that we're in June is the perfect time to help. If you have ever thought about fostering a kitten, do it now. This is the moment, because unfortunately we have a capacity crisis. There's just, we're not able to meet that life-saving gap yet in the States, but I know that we can get there because I see it happening. And it's really just about empowering people to get involved and telling them when to get involved. And I will tell you, right now is the time.
Yeah, and veterinarians too.
Yeah, veterinarians do a lot of.
Yeah, I do a lot of behavior questions because they're very special species, and they basically thrive on routine and hate change. So that leads to a lot of behavior issues because we do not